Do you want to know what the best online counselling is around? I'm going to be showing you just that right now. Coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie World. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia. I make weekly videos on autism and mental health, so if you're new around here and you stumbled across this video and you'd like to learn more, please hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell. And also, if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow and see daily videos from me. So this is the exact app that I've been using for the past 3 or 4 months, and how it works and how it's helped me with therapy and stuff. I'm now passing this on to you, and I'm so thrilled to be passing this on to you because it's amazing. I'm excited for this video, guys. So I'm showing you the best tried and tested app for online therapy, and it's tested by yours truly. So I'm going to give you a rundown. Let me give you the rundown. So we're going to go, what is online counseling? We're going to talk about why would this be a good thing. Then we're going to talk about, the actual counseling that I did, and then I'll talk about how it works, how I found it, and then I'm going to talk about how you go about setting it up yourself if you're interested in doing that. So that's what we're going to do today. So before we get started, I just want to ask you a question, and this is it. I want to know, do you prefer like one-on-one therapy, or do you prefer like group therapy? Because I've tried both. I preferred one-on-one therapy, but let me know in a comment down below, because I read and respond to every single comment, and I'd love to have that conversation with you. So please do that now. Okay, so what is online counseling? Pretty much, it's basically simple. Online counseling is where you sign up to an online counseling platform online, which is the one we're talking about today. Is called BetterHelp, which is like the best one. I mean, industry standard, these guys are top in the bill. They're incredible. Now, you sign up for the account and you then log in, and there's the instructor or the counselor on the other end will then dial in to a call with you, and you can have a phone call, video call, you can even just text chat with them if you want to. It's whatever you feel comfortable with, and it can work on a tablet, a mobile phone, a computer. It's absolutely amazing. The technology they're using is pretty amazing. So that is basically what online counseling is. It's like having a one-on-one session with your counselor, but you could be in 2 different parts of the world, which evidently is exactly how I do it. I'm in the UK and my counselor is in the USA, and that is amazing. And I found that like it's different because like I've been to all different types of counseling and different types of therapy, and I'm really enjoying this one. And so it begs the question, why would online counseling be more favorable than typically just going to a therapist that locally or whatever? Well, for me, there's 2 main reasons. Okay, one is affordability. So is it more affordable? I believe this one is more affordable because it's just way more in my price bracket. And then the second thing is the availability of time. Now, I work on YouTube. I do this full time. Like, I'm making videos, I'm doing keynote speeches, I'm writing books. I've got a book out right now, I'm writing a second book, and I'm doing all of these things. It's difficult to find time during the weekday to drive into the city, you find a parking space, get to the appointment, do the appointment for an hour or whatever, then come home, and then, and another thing is when you're going to an office or a therapist room, I always feel not comfortable. I'm not at ease. I'm not home there. But when I'm doing online therapy, I'm sitting in my chair. I just get the iPad out, put my earphones in, and then we just have the session, and it's so easy. I'm so chilled. I got my cup of tea. I'm sitting in my chair. Everything is fine. So this is like why it would be a good thing, because for me, it covers those things of like, well, if I'm socially, anxious and don't want to go out and I don't want to drive, into to get a parking spot and go and get dressed up and do all this stuff, I can just literally sit in my pajamas and talk therapy in my bedroom or in my office or whatever with my therapist. And I mean, that is golden. The opportunity for that is awesome. That's why I really, really like online counseling, and I've been intrigued ever since I heard about it, and this is why I was so pumped to do this video. I've done a bunch of videos before on like autism therapy, so I'll leave the autism therapy video in a card above here, so you can check that out later after this video ends, or you can just like load it up now and then watch it after this one ends. But yeah, autism therapy is very interesting. I'll leave a link up the top there to another video when I'm talking about different types of therapies. How it works is very, very simple. So the company BetterHelp, they actually have licensed therapists who are certified in the state by the state board to provide therapy and counseling. So everything is like above board. It's not just going to be some dude in his underpants, in a crazy like 1-bedroom apartment who hasn't got any qualifications. No, it's going to be a licensed therapist. These guys actually have a state board provided license, which is pretty awesome. And basically what happens once you've signed up, you then will put your details in, and within 24 hours or less, they'll match you with a counselor. So it's very, very interesting. So I had to put in my details, like ADHD and autism and things like that. And then, do I for a male or a female counselor, like older, younger, whatever. And then they kind of just plugged all that stuff into the system, and then they found me a bunch of counselors and then just showed one to me and said like, hey, do you want to try this counselor out? And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And so I did that. It was amazingly fast. Like having access to something like that it was just amazing, rather than waiting 3 months on a waiting list like I did here physically to see a counselor, which was absolutely insane. 24 hours versus 3 months was just beats it hands down. Something else that I was reading about, BetterHelp also have a group in our session where every week members can learn in groups directly from licensed counselors on multiple topics and relationships and ways to overcome anxiety, which was really interesting. If you wanted to attend like an online group session, that's pretty cool. You could join in like a weekly session. So that's kind of like typically how it works. The price, so BetterHelp costs $65 per week, and there also is financial aid available for those who do qualify for it. You can apply for financial aid during the sign-up process, actually, when you're signing up. But we're going to go show you how to sign up in a minute, and that's kind of cool. The cool thing about BetterHelp, this one actually, is that it's available worldwide, which is absolutely fantastic. And there's something to note that BetterHelp isn't like a crisis line. So if you are in crisis, then the best way to do is to contact a crisis helpline. I will leave a link for the Good Samaritans crisis helpline down below, which you want to get in touch with if you are having any crisis in your life, because they're always going to help. How did I find online counseling? Like, how did I find it? Not like how do I actually locate it? How did I find it? I found it amazing. It's so much nicer than being in somebody else's office. Like I said, I'm able to chill out, relax in my own home, and really enjoy it. So much so that basically BetterHelp said to me, did I want to test out the app for like a month or so? And I said, yeah, okay. So I tested out the app, and now I'm a fully fledged member, and I pay every month for my counseling needs, which is just amazing because I wanted to continue it so much that I really enjoyed it. So yeah, they actually allowed me to, like, they gifted me like a month or so to test it out and test out if the app worked well and if I liked it and stuff. Would I talk about it, which I'm doing right now. And what's funny is that like I loved it so much that I just continued, and it's a fully fledged BetterHelp member, and it's really, really awesome. So that's pretty cool. And I actually get loads and loads of value. Oh, actually, that reminds me. If you think that somebody can get value from this video and they need to see this video, please share this video on your Facebook and Twitter. So just copy the link, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, share away. Because if you can help somebody, reach counselors and stuff that they really need, that'd be super awesome. So thanks, guys. So how do you go about setting it up? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and let you know that there's a link in my description below where you can click on that link and sign up for BetterHelp yourself. And it's my link, so it's got the AspieWorld written in the link. You can't miss it. It's in the first line of my description. Please check it out. Click on it, and yeah, it's really awesome. I recommend it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump over to my computer. I'm going to record my screen, and then you guys are going to see what it's like when I run through it. But one thing I will say before we jump into the computer is that my counselor is so good that she said if I have any, after the session ends, if I have any issues, if I'm like, desperate to speak to her, I need to speak to her, I can message her through the app and she can just set up an appointment really quickly if she can make time, which is amazing. I've never ever come across this with therapists before. If you're outside of that window that you're getting allocated, they're just like, whatever. Oh man, I use the app on my phone actually. So there's like a mobile phone app and a tablet app which I'm using, but we're going to show you how to register on the website. Okay guys, so here we are. This is the BetterHelp website. As you can see now up the top, there's like a get started thing, or there's a button here that says get started. So if we click on get started, and basically it tells you like what type of counselor are you looking for. So I want individual counseling for myself. I am male. How old am I? So you guys want to know how old I am? I am 33 years old. I know I'm super old, right? And then what is your orientation? So I'm a straight male. Do you consider yourself to be religious? I'd say not really. Do you consider yourself to be spiritual? I'd say yes. Have you ever been in counseling or therapy before? Yes, I have. How would you rate your current physical health? Yeah, I'm pretty good physical health. How would you rate your current eating habits? Fair, because we're all on the autism spectrum, and eating habits is something that's difficult for us. Are you currently experiencing overwhelming sadness, grief, or depression? Not currently, no. Over the past 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following? Little interest and pleasure in doing things. Several days, I guess. moving or speaking slowly than other people can notice, or the opposite, being so fidgety and restless. Some days I get that, so I'll just say several days. Over the past 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following problems? Feeling down, depressed, or hopeless? In the past 2 weeks, not at all in the past 2 weeks. Over the past 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following problems? Trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, sleeping too much? Several days. Over the past 2 weeks, how often have you bothered any of the following? Feeling tired, having little energy, several days actually. In the past 2 weeks, how often have you been bothered by any of the following problems? Poor appetite or overcoming? No, not at all. Feeling bad about yourself or that you are a failure? Several days, yeah. Trouble concentrating on things such as reading a newspaper, watching television? Several days. This is weird. I'm just clicking on several days every time. Okay. Thoughts that you'd be better off dead or hurting yourself in some way? No, not at all. Over the past 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. How difficult have these problems made it for you to do your work and take care of things? Somewhat difficult. Are you currently employed? Yes, I am. Do you have any problems or worries about intimacy? No. How often do you drink alcohol? Never. If you guys didn't know, I actually haven't drunk alcohol for 10 years. I'm actually straight edge, so I don't actually drink alcohol. When was the last time you had a plan for suicide? Never. Are you currently experiencing anxiety or panic attacks? Yes. Are you currently taking any medication? Yes. Are you currently experiencing any chronic pain? No. How would you rate your current financial issue? Fair. How would you rate your current sleeping habits? Fair. Who referred you to BetterHelp? Let's say YouTube, because you guys will be doing this and then you'll be clicking on YouTube. Okay, so we go next. United Kingdom. What is your preferred language? English. Oh, there's loads of languages in there. You completed it. Question. Okay, so and then you just sign up with, you sign up basically with your name, email address, and then let me show you what it's like when you log in. Okay guys, let me jump onto my phone. So I'll record my screen on my phone and I'll show you guys what it's like when you've logged in. So you get to the BetterHelp app and then you put in a PIN code, and then basically in there you have basically, this is my counselor, and then it shows you a schedule when your next one is. So it says next scheduled session, and then you've got a journal you can write down in when you've had a session or whatever. Then you have your session on the right side, but that only happens basically when your session's in play. It will be in this section for session, and then there's also the groupinars where you can join the groupinars here in this side, which is pretty awesome. And there's a bunch of stuff in there, and then click on more. And then you'll see all the other stuff like your account, your counselor, change counselor, because you can change counselor at any time as well if you don't really have a fit with your counselor. You don't have to stay with the same one. And then video session test, you can test out your equipment. And there's contact reviews, all kinds of stuff in there. And then worksheet if you are working through some stuff, basically with your counselor. So that is pretty awesome. You can see my next one is there, the 11th of March, which is tomorrow at 1500 hours. And that is BetterHelp. Like, I absolutely love this this website. And so that's how you go about setting it up. I highly recommend using their site because I feel like they're the best one, and it was tried and tested. I've used it now for like 3 or 4 months. Like I said, I absolutely love it, and I've had no issues with it at all. It's just a fantastic app that works, and it's a fantastic company, and I really trust them. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please make sure to subscribe to see more and check out my next video over here. All right, guys, see you next time.